So here you will find that this is a folder that I've already created, API Gateway, Lambda, Bedrock. So here are two important things that I would need. First is an HTML file and a Python handler file. Okay, so based upon the workshop that I am referring to, there are two files that needs to be created. One is an index.html. So I will go over here, and so this index.html, I have copied the content and I have pasted it. So what it is specifically doing is it has two functions. One is add and the other has do chat. Okay, so these are JavaScript functions that has been declared. So I would be going through in depth, but they basically help you with the chatting options and the capabilities you would be able to see once I deploy my solution. Okay. And the second one is definitely the handler function, which I have to name as chatbot.py. So I will go over here and chatbot.py, that is something that I would need to create, and I will save it. I'm in this current directory, so I will just quickly check the Python version that I have in my local installed, and the pip3 version is this, so which exists. So what I would do here in this case, I'll just simply install boto 3 over here. So why did I install it, the latest version? Because even with Python 3.11 or 3.12 runtime that I would be using for Lambda, there I'm not sure about what the boto 3 version that comes up, but in case it doesn't come up with the latest version, so many Bedrock APIs might not be supported in that. So I'm bringing up my own boto 3 latest version, and I would be creating a deployment package over here accordingly. And I will go to this S3, and the one that I have already created, dp.zip, this is one of the deployment package that I used earlier. So here I would be utilizing this file. Okay, so if I go straight over here and I copy this object URL, I would go to my Lambda function over here and I will create a function. And the runtime that I'm going to select is the latest Python 3.12, and is the name that I'm giving for my feasibility, and the existing role. So let's create a new role for this specific function. I will create the function. So once that is done, I will upload it from here. So either you can upload it from your local, in case the file size is greater than 10 MB, it's always suggested to go for S3. So I will upload it from the S3 location. The one that I did copy, I will save it. So once this is done, I will proceed with the API creation. So a new API, and here let me give you a meaningful name, API Gateway Bedrock, and the type I'm keeping as regional. And here in the path, I would be creating a method which is any, and it would be a Lambda proxy integration. So I will select my function, I will create the method. Okay, once my function is created, a function along with the API is created, I will perform a deployment. And the stage name, you would need to give a meaningful name, so that the stage name demo should be given as it is. So stage name has to be kept as demo, because this is what I have used in my HTML file. Else you would be landing up with a 403 error in that case, because it would be pointing to some different URLs, and in that case API Gateway would throw an error. So in case you want to change the stage name and the resource name, you might need to consider updating the HTML file that you have. I will deploy it, and once my deployment is done, I will just wait for a while till the deployments and everything are ready and up. I will copy this URL over here, and simply I will just paste it. Okay, I'm getting an internal server error. To troubleshoot this, I would need to go through the logs quickly. Let me try to do it. Resources. Okay, in the stages, let me enable the logs. So full request and response log. This is how you troubleshoot. And once this is done, okay, you'll see that the CloudWatch logs is now pointing to full request and response. You go again here and refresh the page. You are still getting internal server error. So you come down to this console and open CloudWatch logs. So on the left side, you go to the log groups. So we're kind of having a demonstration as well as a troubleshooting session both, so that you will get a flavor of how to troubleshoot whenever you're working in a serverless stack. So this is where I will be getting my logs collected for my API. And let's see what is the error that we are getting. Let me try to refresh the page a couple of times till my API generates the log. Let's see what's actually happening. It's still throwing an internal server error. And let me see. Yes, the logs have come up ultimately. So it's from the, okay, so there is a problem with the handler name of the function. So it's lambda function underscore lambda function. Okay, so remember our file name was chatbot.py. So it has to be chatbot.lambda handler, our handler name. So this minor things you need to take care of, else you would be wasting your time in this way. So chatbot.lambda handler, I will quickly save it. Apologies, I didn't check it earlier, but I would be assuming that it would be a learning lesson for all of you as well. So I'll come back here to the link. You don't need to deploy the backend because your API is already pointing to a published Lambda version. It's not published, rather the latest version. So here what we got is a chatbot prompt. Okay, so if I type in hello and I click on the send button, I'm getting an internal server error again. So what I would need to see is what's actually happening again over here. So for both the request, I'm getting an internal server error from the backend. And the reason I possibly know, it is because the Lambda doesn't have permission to invoke the our Bedrock APIs. So still, in order to ensure that, you would need to go to the CloudWatch logs and let's refresh it. And if I refresh the log stream, you'll see here in the error, access denied, because Lambda execution rules require this permission for Bedrock invoke model. So I will go again over here, go to configuration, on the left side permissions, and in the permissions, here is my role name. I will click on this role name. Okay, and here you see I only have this specific policy that allows me to create a log group, and this function to create log group and to push and create events, create log stream and push the events to that log stream for this specific log group. So I would require additional permission. I will click and here I will just search for Bedrock. So for now, let's give Bedrock full access, but let's ensure that you are narrowing down the permission limits, whatever exactly you need. Once this is done, I will go again over here. I will refresh this page. And once this is done, I will now click on hello. Okay, I meant to open a new browser session, and so I'll just click on send. And here you get a response. So if I type in, who are you? Who created you? So if I click on send, I would be expecting response. So I'm an open assistant, an open source chatbot project written in Python. I was trained by humans on an enormous dataset of text conversations, which are available under a Creative Commons license. Okay, awesome. So this is how you develop a chatbot implementation. You implement it, you develop it, and depending upon the type of models that you are going to select, you would be definitely going to get your own chatbot implementations quite easily. So that's all. So let me know if there are any questions in the comment section. I hope you learned a lot out of this tutorial, and this would help you with the implementation of your own chatbot using generative AI. So there are vast implementations. In the description of this video, I would provide you with the overall documentations that you can refer to in order to know more about generative AI and its application. So stay tuned to my channel and like and subscribe. Feel free to comment and let me know how you are liking the contents. Have a great day ahead. Cheers. Bye.